Some racing games are all about speed, others are all about style, but Inertial Drift, it's all about solving the puzzle of every single corner, figuring out the perfect line, the perfect angle, and the perfect exit. At first, I didn't get it. The first few races were a mess. But once the controls clicked, it stopped feeling like any other racer I'd played before. And it started feeling like something completely its own. Today we're diving into one of the most criminally overlooked indie racing games, why it feels so different, and why, once you master it, you might never look at other racing games the same way again. I first stumbled across Inertial Drift while browsing for underrated racing hidden gems. It wasn't plastered all over YouTube, and no one in my friend group had ever really heard of it before. But when I saw it on Steam and took one look at the art direction, heard the music in the trailer, something about it just stopped me. I knew I had to check it out. It wasn't trying to look like the next big budget sim racer. It was bold, confident, but in a laid-back way. Kind of like that kid in the back of the classroom who doesn't say much, but everybody knows is just effortlessly cool. At first glance, Inertial Drift looks like a standard arcade racer. Pick a car, hit the track, beat your opponents. That illusion lasts about 30 seconds. The first time I played it, I was terrible. Not because the game is unfair, but because I was trying to drive like it was Gran Turismo, breaking into the corners, hugging the apex, letting the car carry me through. That doesn't quite work here. The right stick controls your drift angle. The left stick handles steering and counter-steering, two separate actions split apart that you now have to coordinate in perfect sync. At first, it feels awkward, but only if you compare it to other racing games. Once it clicks, it changes everything. Every corner becomes a question. How aggressively can I take this turn without oversteering? Do I need the e-brake or just drift control? Can I brake early for a perfect exit speed or carry more momentum and risk going wide? How close can I skim the wall without scraping it? When you're thinking like that, every track becomes a puzzle you want to solve. For me, it happened during a Ghost Lap time trial on one of the very first tracks while driving the base car. I must have run that track 20 times in a row. Every lap was about small adjustments. 1 degree tighter here, a fraction more throttle there. That's when I stopped feeling like I was reacting and started feeling like I was flowing with the game. And when you get it right, it's pure racing bliss. It's so satisfying. Some tracks are tight and technical. Others are fast and daring, practically begging you to push harder and harder. For instance, there's a snow-covered track that winds along some castle walls, and it feels like something straight out of an anime. And a downhill mountain run that drops you into a neon-lit city. Easily one of the best vibes in the game. The soundtrack ties this all together. It's pure 90s Gran Turismo style electronic with those nice, subtle jazz touches that make it feel warm and really come alive. It's a pleasure to listen to. The DLC swaps it for a more eurobeat electronic style straight out of Initial D, and it works just as well. This game proudly wears its Initial D inspirations like a badge. Sometimes I'll turn the music off altogether and run my own playlist. City pop if I want some mellow vibes, and breakcore if I really want to lock in and enjoy some chaos. When you mess up in Inertial Drift, it never feels like the game's fault. Every blown drift is your miscalculation. The base game nails that sweet spot of difficulty. It's challenging, but never unfair. The DLC, on the other hand, is much tougher. It forces you to run events in specific cars, which might not match your usual playstyle. That's because each car in the game controls slightly or completely different from the next. Some of those challenges are brutal, and I still haven't beaten a couple. But they are fair, they just demand precision. So I'm definitely going to complete them at some point. The cel-shaded cars are sharp and readable at high speeds. The tracks and backgrounds have that gorgeous arcade feel, with lighting that really pops, especially if you have the ability to play with HDR. And it's pretty clear that the devs took cues from Initial D, the characters, the rivalries, even some of the track designs. It all has a subtle shonen manga style vibe. It's lighthearted and never takes itself too seriously. If anything, I wish the writing had more edge. Sometimes it feels a little too safe, PC, almost like a kid's cartoon. But really, the story is just a backdrop for the racing and not the other way around. You can grab Inertial Drift on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. If you can, definitely play it with a controller. The twin-stick drift system is the whole point here. In closing, Initial Drift isn't about realism. It's not about spectacle. It's about learning every car, every track, and every corner until you stop thinking about the controls entirely. And once that happens, racing stops being a competition, and it really starts feeling like a meditation. Inertial Drift is a masterclass in turning driving into a puzzle. A game where every corner is its own challenge, and mastering them transforms racing into a meditative flow. So I hope you'll check this game out. It's a really good one. I spent hours recently playing it on a flight to Hawaii. I was running it on my ROG Ally X. Because of its low demanding graphics, the game runs so well on the ROG Ally, and I'm sure it would on the Steam Deck as well. I was able to play the game for hours on lower wattage and just had a great time. If you do end up checking the game out, please let me know what you think. My name has been Tom. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.